What's up, everybody? Supersmallchibiwolf here, and today I'm going to be doing top 5 things that should happen in the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now, I've been thinking about this. I was like, you know what? The remake, I'm kind of happy about it, but then I was like, well, there's a few things I had in mind, and here it is. So, number 5, I want to say, look, I understand this is a remake, you know, but, man, okay. We know Final Fantasy VII has certain scenes, for example, the snake scene with Sephiroth. It's that. We have, the cross-dressing scene with Cloud, etc. Other scenes as well. But those are the ones I choose to pick due to three things. The cross-dressing scene is, in my opinion, it was a, something that, yeah, hey, that's weird, that's funny, something like that, And, some people might be like, oh, that's dumb. Why is that even in the game? Etc. Blah, blah, blah. The Sephiroth scene, some people you might say, oh, it's too gory or this and that. In my opinion, Final Fantasy VII Remake, I wanted that scene to be as it is like in the game. You know, for example, I wanted it to be gory. I wanted it to be cool. I wanted to be like, look, this is it. This is what Sephiroth's capable of. Some crazy ass shit. And make the scene as good as possible. Don't be like, oh, we're gonna cut that scene off because oh, that's just too much, or some stupid stuff like that. Because a lot of times I've seen, for example, I believe it was Call of Duty that was like, oh, we're going to lower the game down and make it more friendly or something like that. You know, basically making like a bitchy ass shooting game, something like that. But at Final Fantasy VII, I want them to actually show more. Be like, look, this game is going to be this is not for. In fact, just put an M for mature the game. Not T14. Be like, look, this is gonna be a game where we're gonna take it serious. We're gonna do right for this remake. We're not just gonna release a game and say, oh, there it is, better graphics, or oh, there it is, better mechanics to play this game. Stuff like that. I want them to actually take the time, work with this game, and give us a good product, and be like, look, we're gonna add the horror scenes, and you know, we're gonna make them look better, like the snake scene of Sephiroth killing the snakes, and that scene, or how we're gonna show Aerith dying, or and something like that. Actually show the scenes, and not just be like, oh, we're just gonna show a snake there on a stake done, born. I want them to be able to express themselves and actually go and show us what they want to show us, and not be thinking, oh, we're going to be held back by the media or etc. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times we see video game companies kind of being like, oh yeah, and movies also etc. We see all companies worldwide, not all of them, but a lot of them being like, oh, and then they end up bringing products that's basically lower value than what it could have been, you know, and it sucks. So Square Enix, do what you need to do. Don't be listening to those people who are saying, "Oh, it's gonna be great," blah blah blah. No, do Sephiroth is a badass. He's one of the best villains ever. Show us the carnage he's gonna bring in this game. Show us for example, in one scene in the original, he burns down the village, and it was like towards the middle of the first disc or something like that. Isn't the first disc, and Sephiroth is in the town, and he's like burning down everything. Like show us that people screaming, running away, and horde damage. Go into detail. Tell us a story that with graphics, and that's what I want them to do. I don't want them to be held back by social media and all those other people. We know how it is. If you're a gamer, you know how it is. What I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Now, number 4. Hmm. For number 4, I was thinking, you know, look, we live in a world where gaming has its issues. For example, microtransactions, DLC that's basically overrated and overpriced and stuff. Oh man, that collection pack of Final Fantasy VII Remake, that kind of, you know what, man, I'm not going to hate it. you're getting a good, cool little art thingy with it, okay? But please don't be filling this with as much DLC, Square Enix, okay? Because what I've heard, from like near Automata, it didn't happen. But what I heard of friends is 15, I think it was, or the past Final Fantasies, where you basically went all in with the DLC and overpriced stuff. So please don't do this. Actually have heart with this game. Also, another thing I want to say is, we live in a world where a lot of games kind of release broken, have done in patches later on, and etc. and glitches, and this has to be said. Square Enix, please take your time. If you have to delay the game, please delay the game. Be honest with us. Say, okay, the game is kind of glitchy. It's kind of broken. We're gonna have to delay it and for those who's getting mad, oh, why did they delay? Would you rather have a product that comes out and just be shitty, waste of money, or you rather have a product that's good and actually worth playing day one when you buy it, and you hyped for a reason and not for no reason? Imagine being hyped for a game and then you go home, you play it, or you download it, and then it's like, oh, it's glitchy. It's not even playable. Like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Yeah, I'd rather them take the time, actually work on the game, and don't give us a shitty product that's going to be having updates later on, like a lot of other companies do, because a lot of companies think it's a normal thing now, which it sucks about gaming. And besides the microtransactions, so work on the game, give us a good product, and yeah, that's what I have to say. Because oh man, that's the thing. Every time, that's why I don't buy video games day one no more. A lot of times it's rare for me to buy a video game day one or within the first week, because then I'm like, especially an online game, dude. Especially an online game, you like, is this gonna be another glitchy game? That's what. And then I end up forgetting that I want that game, and I'm looking at gameplay, and I'm like, never mind. you know. Yeah. Moving on from that. Number 3. Uh, Now, look, in Super Mario Odyssey, we had that Super Mario 64 look, with better graphics. In Tomb Raider, they did the same thing with the PS1 ladder look, but better graphics. Like, you know, uh, yeah. In my opinion, the reason I bring this up is because have like a special mode, or maybe during the settings, or whatever you do, that we have like Cloud Strife and the other characters, but in the PS1 version, like how they look, but with update. Like for example, see if you didn't see the Tomb Raider 20th anniversary edition Lara Croft PS1 look with updates, or the Super Mario 64 on Odyssey, how that looks, something similar like that is how I imagine it being for Cloud Strife and the game. I want them to be a PS1 look, but with current graphics, if that makes sense. Like I said, Super Mario 64 on Odyssey, Lara Croft on Rise of the Tomb Raider, I think it was. Yeah, something like that to give you imagination of what I'm talking about. So, yeah, I think besides that, I think uniforms, it would be cool. I mentioned Final Fantasy VII Remake having something like, for example, Tifa has like a 2B or lightning suit. Yuffie could be wearing like that ninja girl from Final Fantasy X or 10, what was her name? The orange hair, whatever her name is. Um, and stuff like that. That would be pretty cool. Maybe if the remake does somehow come to Nintendo Switch, say because Cloud Strife is in Smash Bros. Ultimate, you know, imagine Cloud. Oh man, Cloud having no, what was it? Yeah, Cloud dressing up as a Link. For the because in Bayonetta, I know that game has been in other consoles as well, and then in Bayonetta 3 on Nintendo Switch and on Wii U, they had like her dress up as Link. Was it Link or Samus? I don't know, someone, right? I think it was both of them. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, if they do put it on Switch, have Cloud just like Link. That would be pretty cool, in my opinion. And yeah, that would be pretty cool. Um, And dude, imagine like Yuffie maybe as a Pokemon trainer. Dude, that would be pretty cool. But moving on from that, number four, I mean number two. Yes, we almost there. Oh, it would be cool if it had online multiplayer. Now let me explain. Now we all know that a lot of multiplayer games are online multiplayer games are out there, but Final Fantasy VII Remake could actually succeed in this. Let me give you an idea. Final Fantasy The City NT, right? We know that game exists, you know, but that game doesn't have Yuffie. So imagine having like going to what was that fun zone, whatever it's called in Final Fantasy VII. It's like a little area, and then you go in, you get to do either play with a friend nearby, by yourself, or online multiplayer. It'll give you those three options, and then you could play either fighting, or you could play. You pick a character from the game. You could be fighting each other. You could be playing the mini games within the game of Final Fantasy VII. The mini games they have there, they could even add more mini games that's new and that hasn't even been in the original. And stuff like that. They could actually use that part of the game, and the only way to unlock it is by going and getting to that part of the story. So that's the idea to kind of put in their head. Maybe they do it, maybe they don't, just to try to make this game live. Because I've seen a lot of people, they buy story-based games and they play it, and then they say, "What else is there to do? I beat the story 3 times or something." And some, what was it? Having an online, multiplayer game or something to play with friends like that, something online would be pretty cool. Because I can imagine, playing as Yuffie, because Yuffie's not in Final Fantasy, the city or NT, she's not in that one, and having her in this one, and if they have a fighting mode, I'd like to play fighting with Yuffie against another person who's playing maybe Cloud or Yuffie, you know what I mean? So that's why, I just want to play as Yuffie. Fight. Okay, I want Yuffie in the fighting games, you know. I'm gonna give you an idea. Square Enix. Okay, good. I said Square Enix because I had a feeling I said some Capcom. But Square Enix and Capcom should make a team. They should not become one company. Don't get me wrong. They should come together. Final Fantasy X Street Fighter. I want to see Final Fantasy characters fight Street Fighter characters. Maybe get some Dragon Ball in there. You know what I mean? But oh man, that would be pretty cool. But the reason I bring this up is because we have a lot of fighting games out there recently and throughout this generation as well. And, having like a fighting mode in the City NT, like similar to the City in this remake, would be pretty cool. But the City in general kind of fell off for me. So, uh, eh, yeah, I think it'll succeed on this one because it's more like 7 characters only. So, and plus, minus the flying aspect, kind of put it like in a boxed way and work from there, Square Enix. If you're gonna do that in the remake, like have that mini game of fighting. So, I like that. Also, one more thing. Speed Square, I believe that's the name of the mini game. I think having that on online mode would really get people interested in the game and play just for those mini games. I could see that, because a lot of people, let's be honest, man, a lot of people who buy shooting games do that. They don't care about the story mode. They play for the multiplayer. Let's be honest. Okay, for years, that's basically what Call of Duty's built up for. you know? So, yeah, man. If shoot games could do it, Square Enix, you for sure could do it with all that money you have and with all those great ideas you have from Final Fantasy. Well, 15 and the other ones haven't been so good, but hey, man, maybe you could have something successful, get other people hired. But yeah, that's rule number two, by the way. Now, number one. Leave your hates in the comments, by the way, for number one. Now, we know, there's fanboys saying Cloud and Tifa. There's fanboys saying Cloud and Eric. You know, there's a possibility it may be Cloud and Jesse due to, well, the remake kind of focused on her a little bit more, and due to this being a remake, and we all know and it's not going to be exactly like the original. Maybe she survives and Cloud and her becomes something. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I don't want to hear none of that because I want Kofi. I want Kufi to be a thing. Yes, I said Kufi. Cuffie. Kufi. Kufi has the potential to be the best. Now, what the hell is a Kufi? Cloud and Yuffie. Now, if you still staying after that and didn't accept, let me just say this now. For years people debated Cloud and T for Cloud and Eric, all that. But Kofi, Cloud and Yuffie, let's see this in this way, right? Both talented, both have different types of weaponry and kind of, while Yuffie does more of a, yeah, she does fighting, what was it, close range and long range with the Shiyuken. She throws it. And Cloud, he does more of a hand at hand, well, not hand in hand, but close range fighting. I think this would be pretty cool, have them kind of more focused on working together and kind of, at first, they obviously going to have the, I wanted to be like the original, right? They meet, they gonna have an argument or something like that. Yuffie being Yuffie. If you played the original, she was like that. When you first meet her, she was a little bit of here and there, and then later on, she kind of gets more chilled out, cool. We get to learn a little bit more about Yuffie throughout the story in the original game. So, yeah, man, I want to see stuff like that. You know. Also, another thing is, uh, yeah, I think also the original game, had the surprise of Eric's dead, but Kufi might be the new surprise in the remake. Just imagine that. Also this video was made just from this idea, and I kind of thought up everything else. So, yeah, Kufi. Literally, I just woke up and was like, you know what, Kufi, that would be funny. And then I just sat down and I thought, what else should be in the remake? And then I thought of all this stuff. So tell me in the comments what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, do you think Kufi will be a thing? It's really important. We need to spread the word. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Until next time. Bye.